Well, St. Louis on the cutting edge of saving lives from the flu. Researchers at Washington University say a new flu vaccine awaiting FDA approval shows promise, leading to fewer people in the hospital and fewer deaths. Russell Kinsaw spoke with one of the researchers in this. Russell.
Corey, the findings of the study at WashU Medicine, they were published this week in Nature Immunology. If approved by the FDA, the vaccine would be the first mRNA flu vaccine, and its impact could be a game changer.
Less than 50% of the population usually gets a flu shot. Reed Winston is a retired physician and always gets one, even if the vaccine has limitations.
They sort of guess at which one is coming. And sometimes they guess right, and sometimes they don't.
Because of the time it takes to manufacture the flu vaccine, companies have to guess which strain will be dominant and develop a shot for it.
The problem is that sometimes the virus changes very quickly, and then that vaccine doesn't necessarily match what the predominant strain is that people might be getting sick with.
Hanover Matz is part of a team at WashU Medicine, along with Professor Ali Elabetti, that studied an investigational new mRNA vaccine developed by Moderna. Urgent care centers get busy during flu season from people who didn't get the vaccine or who got sick from a flu strain not covered by the shot. Researchers discovered the new vaccine could go a long way to reducing the number of flu patients.
Our study found that the mRNA-based vaccine for influenza virus was very good at stimulating the immune system, and it did a very good job of promoting different types of antibodies that could recognize different versions of the flu virus.
Fewer sick people will mean less hospitalizations and deaths from the flu. Last year, 224 died from complications from the flu in Missouri and 350 in Illinois. The WashU study also found the new vaccine lasted longer than the 3 to 5 months of protection currently provided.
In our study, we looked at immunity out to 6 months after people had received the vaccine, and we saw that people who got the mRNA-based vaccine had higher antibody titers 6 months after vaccination compared to people who got the regular vaccine.
Moderna has completed clinical trials, and the FDA could give approval in early August. Moderna plans to target the vaccine to the older adult population. Russell Kinsaw, First Alert 4.
Russell, thank you.